D-plane. A reasonably new subject on the scientific performance trajectory. So basically it's path and face, which really has been the evolution from TrackMan. It's not as simple as path and face. There are other factors on board, in on angle of attack, ball position, what place on the club face the ball comes out of, for all those various factors. So it gets pretty deep into places, in places. But I think it's something that we certainly needed to understand exists, and just a rudimentary understanding that, well, its base rudimentary understanding is that for straight ball flight, then the more the club face is squared to the path through compression, then the more likely is that we're going to get straight ball flight with the least amount of side spins on, even if we've still got some degree of backspin. So where will you learn about this skill? James Leitz seems to have got a very good understanding of it, obviously far beyond mine. So he's somebody I'll go to. Lots of stuff on YouTube. I've done a seminar with him, and yeah, I have to say, I think that mostly people that are TrackMan, FlightScope, GCD, those people are going to have a little bit more understanding of the various aspects of performance there. So James Leitz on YouTube. I think TrackMan University is worth a visit. If you just go to their basic little test that they have at the start, which I found very educational. I think that will give you some understanding of it. I work a lot with, I use the hoop that James has got in his video to explain it to people. But sometimes all it's going to do is just explain to you why the ball has done what it's done. And you have to say that's going to be a really useful skill. How will you know I have it? Well, obviously you've got to know that it exists in the first place. And as soon as you know it exists to some degree, that's all you need. But obviously getting further into it will give you a greater understanding. What will it get you? I think just what I just said, in that it keeps you focused. It keeps you focused in on club face and club path, which I believe is, obviously, when we look at all the instinctive, intrinsic, and everything that's going on in the golf swing, and all of the various swing techniques, then understanding that the only thing that affects the ball is club shaft, club head, club face, and particularly club face and path during line of compression. Then just understanding that that's all it is huge, really, because that is just what that club head, club face is doing at that part, and then understanding what it is that we might have to do something different to that club face. So do we want it raising, going down? Do we want it going out, coming in? Do we want it closing? Do we want it opening? Do we want it rising? Do we want it going down? And just the fact that the ball's going to tell you all those things means it keeps you focused in the area that we want you to stay focused. It just avoids pot luck, really. Rather than thinking that the ball going to the right is because the right knee's overflexing, underflexing, or 100 and other thousand things that have been put into faults and fixes that don't really have that much effect on what the club head, club face is doing, and therefore avoiding the truth. And the truth is, it's only a matter of what that club face, club head and shaft are doing. So an area where just a couple of visits, understanding it a little bit better, understanding then how that fits into what you're doing if you're working with ball flight monitors, will be an essential skill to understand. Once again, thank you for listening and stay safe.